When it was the capital of the Khanate, most of these historical buildings and architectural monuments, they were all built by the orders of the rulers. And those rulers, they called themselves Khan. Khan means ruler. That's why in every name of the rulers we have this addition Khan. Allah Kulli Khan, Muhammad Amin Khan, Muhammad Rahim Khan. I know they're so difficult to remember. If you want, you can remember, otherwise it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Khan, we can remember.
Khan we can remember. But
Khan, but it's not enough Khan. You should
all
remember
the
the whole
individual.
name. But otherwise don't remember anything.
No. Just
We only
Well, this Khiva, it consists of two parts. This shankal, it means outer part of the city. Each shankal, it means inner part of the city. Today, we will walk around inside. Every historical buildings are located inside. That is the territory of outside, which is 56 hectares, and there were 10 gates. But now there's 2 of them was left, others were destroyed. And there are 4 main entrance gates in each shankala, and now we entered from the western gate, which is called Ata Darwaza, which means the father's gate. Well, there are 4 main entrance gates in each shankala. Let's come to the map. So now we are standing in front of the western gate, which is in the town on the map. On upstairs you can see Palvan Darwaza, that is eastern gate. Northern gate Bakhcha Darwaza, southern gate Tash Darwaza. Blue colored buildings, they are architectural monuments in historical places, and the brown ones are the houses of the inhabitants of Chankala. More than 3,000 people are living in the city. There are more than 200 families.
more than 3,000 people. More than 3,000 people?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of these houses were left by the ancestors of the generations. As for me, my parents, they are still living in this old city. As for me, I also grew up in this old city. But unfortunately, that after my marriage, I moved to outside, and I'm living in outside part of the city with my husband's family, with my 2 children. Well, as I told you, that most of the parts of the city were surrounded with the cliff walls, but you can see just the ruins of the walls of the Shankala, and you can see the whole walls of Shankala, which is 2,200 meters. The headers of the walls around 10 meters, the widths of the walls around 5 or 6 meters. And the whole is 2,200 meters. Well, the territory of each shankala is 26 hectares. Today, we will visit the main historical buildings which are acting as museums, and some of them they're acting as shops, some of them they're acting as a hotel, and the small ones they're acting as the shops of the craftsmen.
Okay.
During the excursion, I will try to explain the history of my city as much as I can do. If you have any questions, we're always welcome.
Great.
And this Chankal, it was included to the Heritage of UNESCO in 1990, and it has been called as the Chankal Reserve Museum since 1969. Well, here you can see the harem. Harem. It was a place where the ruler lived with his wives as well as the concubines. In this part of this harem, you can see 5 beautiful ivans. The first one is bigger, more beautiful. That was used by the ruler himself, and there are 4 more ivans. They were used by his 4 official wives.
And you're saying Ivars?
Ivan. Ivan is like Avon or Pinterest.
Okay.
Well, 3 sides were covered with the walls. One side which is open, it should be facing to the north. That should be windy in summer.
Okay.
So it's called Ivan.
Ivan.
Yeah, these Ivans were facing to the north to be windy in summer. And here you can see the part which was used by the concubines. The concubines, when the rulers invaded one of the country, they brought the ladies. If they were so beautiful, they were used as a concubine in the harem. And the leader of the harem was the mother of the ruler. She always had to control this harem.
Okay.
Well, the mother of the ruler, she had her own secretary, who was also old concubine at that time.
Wow.
And that the secretary of the ruler, of the mother of the ruler, she always helped for the mother of the ruler for controlling this area. She actually worked more with the concubines. She told them how to respect the king, how to wear, how to make up. So when you have like the first Ivan and the first bedroom, you can see the bedroom of the ruler, which is more decorative, which is bigger than others. That was used by the ruler by himself, and these 4 more Ivans were used by his 4 official wives. And there were more than 30 or 40 concubines who lived in this part of this harem. Well, actually, entrance should be always from that side, and that one was used by the concubines. All these tiles were different from each other because also the characters of the ladies, they were also different. There were 3 rooms for the entrance to the inside, 1 for the kings, middle one for the wives, last one for the servants. And the children, they could also live here until 12th years old. After 12th years old, they could understand for everything. That's why they should start to study in madrasas. The ruler, if he wanted to divorce his wife, he should tell her talaq 3 times. After telling this word, he could easily divorce his wife. That's why the wives of the rulers, they always should carry their beautiful jewelries. When their husbands told them divorce, they should leave immediately without taking anything. Whatever they had, they should leave like that. On the right side, you can have a look at the bedroom of the ruler, where you can see his original bed, which was all made by German Mennonites, which I have showed you. That bed was made by them, and it was given by them as a gift for the ruler.
Wow.
Well, today, nowadays, according to the civil law, just 1 wife and 1 husband. 1 husband is more than enough, 1 wife as well.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Well, I think if you're the king, then the wives
will
are
not
not a
be-
problem because
yeah.
you just tell them to shut up. So.
The name of this mosque is called Juma Mosque. Juma means Friday. Well, this was like a community mosque, and it was built on 10th century. And in 1740, when the Iranian ruler Nadir Shah, when he invaded here, half part of this mosque was under fire. And at the end of 18th century, it was restored again by the order of the finance minister. Totally in this mosque there are 213 pillars. Each design of each pillars were different from each other because they were made in different times by different masters. For example, this pillar and that pillar and that pillar, totally 6 pillars were survived from 10th century. Those were the 1,000-year pillars. Well, year by year, they could replace the new one instead of the old one if it's necessary. Otherwise, the old one should be kept in its place. Between the base and the pillar, you can see the camel wool felt. It was used against the isolation, against the earthquake. This was the camel wool felt. It was used against isolation, against the earthquake. And this is the pillar which was also made in 19th century. For example, that one is a new pillar. And here you can see the white dome. Inside of that white dome, there was a marble pot, and in that marble pot they kept the water. Without any electricity, the water was kept at the same temperature. It was not cold, it was not hot. 5,000 people could pray here 5 times a day. Those 2 cylinders were not covered with the windows, they were always opened. That was always used for breathing fresh air. And here you can see the mihrab, which is directed to Mecca. The people had to pray directly to that side. And that was the minbar, the wooden stairs, that was used for the lectures after praying. Imam, he should stand on the third stage of that minbar and he could read the lectures. And in front of you can see 2 holes. And opposite of you can see 2 holes which were used as acoustic systems. They turned it over the jack to make an echo. At that time around this mosque there were more than 200 such kinds of acoustic systems, and they helped to make a loud of the voice of Imam. In this case the people could hear his voice. Last year we had 3 visitors of 3 presidents. One of them was from Turkey, Tajikistan and Azerbaijan. The wife of the Turkey, she prayed here. He himself here. That's why we put this we put this, what do we say? Screen. We put this screen for using for the ladies for praying. Yeah. Well, today it is not active mosque since 1983. It is acting as a wood carving museum. When you go out from the eastern gate, on the right side you can see the active mosque.